Hi everyone, welcome back to Fridays on Unprotected 6. I am the host, of course, for today, Kellen. It's a Freaky Friday, and I hope it's a good one for you. So I'm going to jump right in and start answering some questions. I think it was Andrew who said, or was asking, what direction we wanted to take in our life. And right now I'm an accountant. I worked in accounting, actually, I guess, semantics. But where I'd like to end up is teaching biology for, I think, maybe high school or possibly college courses. Because I love biology. I think it's a really fascinating subject, and I think it's a beautiful study, and I love life in general. So it's where I'd really like to end up. Not there yet, but kind of working on that. I guess more stories for another time. I think he also asked what we did on Valentine's Day. Been a while, but I went to go see a Coraline with some friends. It was in Disney Real D, which it's a nice way of saying 3D. You just don't get like the crazy multicolored glasses. And it was a really great movie. If you have not seen Coraline, I really would suggest it. But it should be rated PG-13 only because 13 should be the minimum age that a teenager should be allowed to see it, because it's a really kind of a scary movie, a little bit suspenseful. I really wouldn't suggest taking kids to it, but it's a wonderful movie. I would suggest anybody really to go see it. It's definitely worth the watch. And let's see, I think it was Rob who was asking what our favorite guilty pleasure movie was. I don't really have a guilty pleasure movie because, most of the movies I watch, I bought them or like them because, everybody knows that I like it. So I guess maybe something you wouldn't expect me to like, potentially. I mean, if you know me already, of course you do. But I like Pokemon a lot, so naturally I like the Pokemon movies. My favorite is it's a short clip in the second movie DVD called The Origin of Mewtwo, I think is what it's named, and it's a really beautiful 10-minute clip. I think it makes me cry every time, which a little sad to admit in public to like potentially hundreds of people, but that's probably my movie I would pick. Let's see. I think it was Victoria who asked. I'm gonna ask you some questions. She asked, what's the I think maybe the craziest place you've ever had sex in? Not that crazy. Well, debatable, but probably like a hotel. Not that crazy with this stuff. So anyway, Mark asked us how we measure a year in the life, which of course is a reference to the musical and movie Rent, which of course go see because it's a good musical. And I probably measure a year and quantify that year in the amount of maybe lessons I've learned from life in general, but more importantly from people I associate with, my friends, family, lovers. It's a year in people is really how I would measure it. And that's pretty much the answer. I'm not really going to ask a question because I think we're reformatting the question segment of the videos, but I guess that'll come up at a different time. Jump right into my topic for the week, I suppose. It's just sort of my opinions concerning the discussion and debate, if you will, between intelligent design adherents and adherents of the theory of macroevolution. First off, some caveats. I am not an expert in either field. I am not a biology teacher yet, cross fingers. But these are my conclusions. So I could be absolutely wrong. I could be completely right. These are my ideas. And secondly, I'm going to start off by saying that I am a religious person. However, I'm also a scientific person, so I can appreciate both points of view. That being said, I think these two different ideas, I suppose, have nothing to do with each other in a philosophical sense. Intelligent design puts forth the idea that everything in the universe is created by a being or beings who are omniscient, omnipotent. For whatever reason, these beings are so powerful they created the universe and life with an order in mind. Everything fits together in a grand puzzle that we might not be able to understand or see, but that's how it works. That's the basic concept of intelligent design. Everything was, of course, intelligently designed, right? The basic idea of macroevolution is that species over time, living things, pass on genetic code, and there's such a variation in this huge, long, almost infinitely long code that over time these similar these similar animals, if you will, their traits slowly change, and over millions and millions of years, these slow trait changes become cause completely different species to appear. And so basically that's the whole, humans or monkeys kind of thing, which of course, not so much, but just, that's the basic concept, that kind of sort of a species drift, if you will. Things change. Now, why I don't think these two should be discussed together is that intelligent design, at this point, is not a scientific field. It uses a lot of scientific terminology and a lot of scientific ideas to support theories, but they begin with an end in mind, if you will. They begin trying to prove something they already believe to be true, which of course is not scientific inquiry at all. Scientific inquiry, you start with a hypothesis. You think something is true. You have no idea if it's true or not, but it's something you want to test with an experiment. Um, Being that we can't test a god or gods or magic or praying or anything like that, there's no way to scientifically prove that there is a god or not. Um, all that really lends credence to intelligent design theory at this point is that we seem like we're ordered beings. We see lots of order around us in a world that in a universe that is highly chaotic. Um, but again, completely different things. Theory of macroevolution is not an idea. If you are basing your life and your philosophical and emotional life off of the idea of macroevolution that you evolved, then you probably should pick a different idea to base your life off of because it doesn't teach you anything. Macroevolution it's an observation. It's the most logical conclusion that scientists have come to at this point. It's not like this is the only absolute right thing. It's an evolving science, if you will. It makes room for improvement. It's not a complete idea, although it's a very well thought out and detailed idea. Um, you look for proof in evolution. You don't look to prove evolution, if you understand what I mean. Intelligent design, they're looking to prove what they already believe, which is, of course, not complete scientific inquiry. It's not completely intellectually sound. It's not scientific theory. So again, they shouldn't be discussed at all together. Now, that being said, I really wish intelligent design folks get some real support from religious groups, any group that would really support them, because they don't have much support at all. They have no real theory because there's no money, and it's not lucrative for scientists to, do anything in the field really, or even related to the field, because not going to make money, you can't make a living. If you want to be a scientist, you have to make a living. You have to get grants and things like that. That's really my thoughts. So when people start discussing it, I love to join in because, I love joining in, but the bottom line is, why are we even discussing it like they're going to fight it out or something, like they're going to duke it out? Science and religion can mesh beautifully, but it's up to the human mind, the particular human mind. So again, no, it doesn't make any sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. But that's about it for this week. No questions. But yeah, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll try to come up with some more maybe thought-provoking themes in the coming weeks. And that's about it. Until next time, y'all have a good Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Jeez, I know I will.